This week I'm trying something new. I'm doing the February business review. Oh, that rhymes. Let's go. For this business review, I took a couple of hours on Saturday and I looked at my business from all different angles. So actually 4 angles. The first is just general flow, how I felt over the month, how I worked over the month, and what that looked like. The second is financials. That's not something that I'm going to share here today, but it's obviously a very important part of the business. My personal brand, is it working, so to speak? What did I do differently this month? Did I see an increase in inbound as a result? And then finally, and the most important, is the client experience and the client results. If I don't have clients, I don't have a business. So they are obviously at the top of this tier, and I'm constantly looking at new ways to improve my experience with them and also the results that we get. So those are the 4, and let's kind of go into each one. All right, so the first one is general flow. I spent the start of this month traveling. Actually, I was visiting loved ones in different places around the world, and I actually got really sick. So this was a tough way to enter February, but it was also really important to go through that as it pertains to my work, because I really saw the impact it had and how I needed to change how I worked, how the time zones affected when I could connect with my clients. And so going through that was really eye-opening. And now when I'm traveling again, which I travel quite a lot, I feel like I'm able to better prepare for it and better show up during those travel periods. The rest of the month, I think I went back and forth from being super dialed in to being a little bit all over the place in terms of my goals and the work output that I wanted to achieve. The biggest thing that I took away was client work is number 1. So sometimes I get caught up in my own personal brand and creating some really fun posts or videos or being really in a very creative space, and I lose track of time, and before I know it, I haven't completed my client work. And then I need to jump into that a lot later than I would have liked to. So that's something that I realized this month, and something that I'm really locking in the next month in March. And the way that I'm going to do that is I am actually going to be really allocating different parts of the day to different functions. So in the morning, I live in the Mediterranean in Cyprus. And most of my clients are on the North American side. So the morning is really my time for my own personal work, my own personal education, and my business. And then after lunch, that's when I step into client work, because that's typically when I connect with them, when I have calls, when I do my mastermind calls, etc. So I have dabbled in that kind of a schedule since the beginning of the year. And now I'm really locking that in, because that is the best way for me to work that I found. Up next is my personal brand. Is it working? I feel like I need to come up with a better name for that, but that's what it is for today. So the number 1 indicator that determines whether all of the work that I put into my personal brand is working or not is if I am getting interest in working with me. If live entertainment executives are reaching out to me and saying, hey, I've checked out your stuff, I've seen you on LinkedIn, I've watched one of your videos, I read your newsletter, and I'm interested in working with you. So this month I had a couple of potential clients fill out my application form, and that application form lives actually on the thank you page of the sign up for my lead magnet, which is like a 3-day guide for live entertainment industry executives, helping them turn their busy days into some LinkedIn posts to help them build their personal brand. And the application comes as soon as you sign up for that, and then it comes up on the thank you page. So that was very cool to see new people entering my funnel, and then also a couple people interested, so much so that they filled out the application. So that was a really good sign. And then I have had more, I don't know if you can call them sales calls, in February than any other month since I started ghostwriting. So that is a huge sign for me that there is interest, that things are moving forward, my personal brand is working. So really happy with the results of that. The one improvement that I'm going to be making for March is I've mapped out how I want to create content and what I want to be posting each day but I haven't done a good job of executing it. So March for me is really to get that locked down. Some of the posts are easy posts that I can write in 15 minutes. Others will take, 1 to 3 hours to actually research. So I think that's why I get a little bit put off, because it's a big amount of time. But I know that those kind of posts are the ones that will be most attractive to potential clients. So I need to commit to actually doing them. So that's a big part of March for me, is really making sure that I am executing on the amazing content plan that I have come up with, based on posting every single day for about, I'm on a streak right now, it's about 450 days, I think. So I've definitely learned a thing or two over that year and a half of literally posting every single day on LinkedIn. And the last part of my business that I evaluated over the weekend was client experience and client results. As I mentioned before, the most important part of my business. Last week I actually mapped out, I think I mentioned it actually in the last video, that I mapped out my entire client journey. I've been tweaking it over the last week, and now I have something that is incredible, I think. If I'm able to execute on every single one of those touch points, my client experience will be a VIP luxury world-class experience, hands down. There's a lot of extra touch points that go into being able to achieve that kind of level. And as I mentioned last week, I come from the world of creating VIP experiences. So that is something that I'm definitely committed to, because that's how I think that I stand out in my work. There are loads of people that do the same as I do, and that is something that I think that I'm able to execute on well. That gives me that little edge. So this week I actually asked my clients, I asked for their feedback. So I asked questions around how do you like our call schedule? Do you like to jump on a call every week? Would you prefer to space it out and maybe do bi-weekly? How are you experiencing the approval process for content? Is there any improvements that I could make on my side to make that smoother? These executives that I work with are crazy busy. So I try to do everything I can to make, I like to call it effortless execution, to make sure that we're able to collaborate in a very effortless way that doesn't feel taxing on their side, because that's the last thing that I want to have happen. So I also asked questions around the results so far and our experience working up until now. So I have one client that I've been working just over a year together with, another one, this is about our 4th or 5th month, another one that is brand new, and another one around the 6-month mark. So they're all at kind of different stages of the client journey. And that's actually really exciting for me, because it challenges me in different ways. Yesterday on LinkedIn, I did a post where I asked my audience, I said, I'm doing a monthly business review for February. Do you have any questions around building your personal brand as a live entertainment industry executive or building a one-person business? So there are 2 questions that I'm going to answer now. So the first is from Aladdin, and he asks, is there something you wish you'd known or couldn't have imagined a year ago? And this list is very, very long, but I will, since I have just spoken about client experience, there's one that really comes to mind, and that is, with each new client, I leveled up. And because all of my clients have slowly come inbound over time, I'm very grateful that I didn't get hit with a whole bunch of clients straight away, all at one go. Obviously, financially, that's very exciting, and that's a whole bunch of recurring revenue that's coming in. However, by building slowly, I live in the Mediterranean. I have a very slow living type of mindset for sure. But I think that's really a big advantage that I take into my business, because with each client, I have improved my skill. I have improved the experience that I give them. I've improved our collaboration together. And I've obviously improved the client's results as a result of all of that. So that's something that I didn't know, or I didn't even think about. And I've experienced that over the last year. And I'm very grateful that I did. if I had got all the clients all at one time at the beginning, I wouldn't have done a great job. I know that for a fact. Now I feel like I am able to give a really world-class kind of VIP experience to all my clients because I have gone through so many client experiences in the last year and a half, let's say. And then Angeline asks, what is the ratio of time spent working on deliverables versus working on growing the business, and has that changed over time? I think this always changes. I think it's a constant cycle. There are some periods where you maybe will lose some clients, and so you really need to focus on getting new clients. Other times you have a great client portfolio, and yes, you need clients, but they're nice. It's a nice to have to get some more clients. It's not something that you need so you can pay your rent. And then there are other times where you're at max capacity, you can't take any more clients, then you're starting a wait list. And so it really depends on what stage of the client experience. And that isn't linear, right? That changes all the time. Clients don't work with you forever, and you also change how you work with clients in a different way. So for the stage that I'm in my business right now, I am not at maximum capacity yet, although that's something I'm exploring in Q2 for sure, Q1, Q2, seeing what will be my maximum capacity of clients. I think it's going to be around 6 or 7. All my mentors tell me that that's kind of the golden number before you need to change your business model. And so most of my clients, the interest to work with me come inbound. So I really double down on my personal brand and focusing on that as my lead generation. In saying that, clients are the number one priority. So deliverables, I'm assuming you're meaning client deliverables here. That is the first thing that I have to tick off. Every week I have to make sure that they are done. And so whatever time I have left after doing that, then I can invest into things like this, doing the monthly review, etc. So TLDR of that is it changes all the time. It depends where you're at in your business, the current goals you have, and where you're looking to get to in the next few months, and that will determine what is the ratio of those two. So hopefully Aladdin and Angeline and everyone watching, hopefully that is helpful. I might keep doing these. These are really fun. I like doing it. So I'll drop a weekend's post to get some questions going for when I record these videos every Monday. With that being said, that's it for this February business review. Let me know if you like this style of video, and I'll see you next week.